I recently watched the video of Julian Edgar about the suspension of the 2CV, and I wanted to test it out on Trailmakers. I started building the frame, and I'm using the helicopter engines as bearings for my suspensions. The bearings need to be aligned in the axis, so I attach them together like this. I connected the pull rod to the bearings and I'm using the big suspension as my design for the canisters. And I'm using also small suspension to let the canister slide back and forth because I thought power couplers weren't good enough. As you can see, I made a mistake because I connected the pull rod to the wrong side of the helicopter engine and it was all stuck together. But it was a simple fix and now it works. It's a little bit oversteery and it's not really that stable, but it works fine for that. I tested the suspensions a bit and I wasn't quite satisfied with the results. And I thought the canisters were a bit too stiff, so I lowered the stiffness of the suspension down to 0 and now it seems to be working better. Can withstand pretty good jumps and explodes just fine. Now I wanted to shrink the design a little bit, so I started all over again using hinges and I'm connecting them as you can see using braces and clever designs I suppose with the use of tubes. I used also the small suspensions because I could squeeze together the wheels better and I could have a slimmer car. With a solid design working, it was time to test it out and I spent way too much time because I love how this thing handles and how it moves. It's really oversteery, but that's because the weight is really not enough for the suspension yet, but with the body will improve. And I'm not gonna show you any clip of the body construction because it took way too long and I'm not editing this. And there she is, my final design. Took a really long time, as I said. I use a lot of hinges to get the curves correctly and all the angles I needed. And it looks fine to me. It's maybe too long because as you can see here, I have a comparison. It looks too long to me, but the other proportions seems fine, and I'm really digging this design. I love how this looks. It's not quite one-to-one, but a really good interpretation in my opinion. And as you can see, I've turned the suspension up to 2 in both stiffness and dampening, and the canisters are at 0 because they need to swing. I want to show you this clip because it shows really well how the suspension works. Basically, when a force pushes the front suspension, the back suspension reacts, so the wheel comes down and hopefully smooths up the ride. I also mounted internal cameras so we can see how the suspension handles big jumps. And as you can see, they wiggle a little bit, but the ride is really smooth and really it hits the jumps. And now you can see the same jumps, but on the outside. Really likes to jump this car. And as you can see, it stays pretty level, and every time it touches the ground. It tends to roll a little bit, but that's pretty normal. The surprising thing is the car is really controllable, and you really need to give it all to roll it over. Thank you so much for watching. This is my first video where I talk, and as you can hear, English is not my first language, but I hope to improve speaking it more often. And hopefully I will make another video, maybe not, who knows. We'll see next time. Peace.